What's good, Polly? Gang, 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 gang. It's your boy, KeeSeeY. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is part 4 of 200 Cadillacs, a story about Elvis Presley. You guys already been through it with me with part 1 to 3. So here's part 4. So I'm not even going to say anything. I don't really need to talk about it. Let's just jump right into it.
So he bought a uniform, a Denver police uniform, but he bought his own, but his was double breasted. I mean, we had these dress blouse coats with gold buttons. He had 2 sets of gold buttons on his. He sat up there with the rest of the police officers, and like I say, he brought in his group to sing. It was a phenomenal, if you had to go, that was a heck of a way to go.
And Elvis felt sorry for him because he didn't have the kind of upbringing Elvis thought you should have. You should have a mother and a dad with you. And he thought that he could do something nice for Jerry.
Certainly the most sensitive time for me with a gift with Elvis was when he bought me a home, and I think Elvis knew my background. I didn't realize he knew as much about me as he really did. He said, do you know why I bought you that house? And I said, I still can't believe you bought me a house. I said, I'm still in shock. I said, no, I don't know anything yet.
Yeah, honestly, I'm in shock, and he didn't buy me the house. Like, that's a lot of money to buy someone a house. I remember he had bought one of his singers. He had bought her house as well. Bought him a home. Like, that's crazy to me. That's incredible. Like, he was able to do stuff like this. He was like, Elvis was like the YouTubers that like give away stuff before they even did it. He was that before that. And the best thing about him, he did it off camera while they're doing it on camera. They're showcasing the people while he just did it out of the goodness of his own heart because he wanted to do it, which is crazy to me. But like that, now I'm trying to figure out why did he buy him the house? Like, I mean, he was his close friend, of course, makes sense. But like, I just want to hear what he has to say about this.
You bought me a house. I said, I'm still in shock. I said, no, I don't know anything yet. And he said, well, I knew you never had a home, and I wanted to be the one to give it to you. And that's the kind of guy he was. Nobody in the world knew about that. Guys would know about it, whatever, but it was no publicity, nothing. Never another word said about it. And also, he came to the house and he sat and he talked about the view and said it reminded him of his Hillcrest house. And most things were personal like that, and those were things that really meant something to me. He could have given me 4 cars that day at the ranch, and I would have cared less, actually.
He'd love to see the expression on people's faces when he would surprise them with a house, a car, a ring, a piece of jewelry, a TCB, a TLC. He just he was like a little angel that dropped down and said, here, I want to do something to bring joy to people's lives and a smile to their faces.
That's one thing I can say. Like, if you've ever given someone something that like they never had before, or if you ever did something for someone and you just see like them smile, I think that's like the biggest thing, like the best feeling ever. So I could understand why Elvis wanted to do those things, just to give back to people, because it really means something. Like the only other thing I can think of is like celebrities. Like Chadwick Boseman was a great example. Before he had passed, he had went and visited other kids in hospitals. Other celebrities done this as well too. I've seen a lot of other celebrities do this as well. Kids that maybe got cancer or some other disease, and he'll go visit them at the hospital. And then there was like this one interview with him. He was just crying. Like, he was just like, nobody understands what these kids had to go through. And then he understood it himself, because little did we not know that he was going through that same stuff, the same treatment that those kids were going through, but he didn't tell the world about it. He didn't showcase it to the world. It was only him, and I think like maybe a few family members knew about it, which was incredible to me that he kept it that enclosed for so long of a time. And it's sad that he's not with us here today. Same with Elvis. I mean, that's like separates like great people, you know what I mean, from like legends, like people that can live on forever, from just normal people, because of how much they cared for others, what they did for others. And it's just inspiring to watch, like really inspiring.
He made mistakes. Everyone does. And bless his soul, he lost control of who he was. Yeah, he got heavy, and he sang some bad songs, but he sang some great ones before he passed on. So let's shine a little light on Elvis. Let's shine a little light his way. Why don't we shine a little light on Elvis and appreciate the gifts he gave? And he grew up sheltered, he grew up poor, but he grew up cherished, loved and adored. He dreamed his dreams like you and me, then woke from his parents' poverty. So let's shine a little light on Elvis. Let's shine a little light his way. Why don't we shine a little light on Elvis and appreciate the price he paid? And they carried their burdens square up on his back until he could buy them their very first home and a couple of brand new Cadillacs. Wish I could have done that. Bet you do too. So how about some credit where credit's due? It's time to shine a little light on Elvis. Let's shine a little light his way. 'Cause when you shine on someone else, that light'll shine back on yourself, and that's bound to make a better day. Why don't we shine a little light on Elvis? Let's shine a little light his way. 'Cause when you shine a little light, it's like a beacon in the night that can guide you till the break of day.
He was a giver. He was such a giver. And he enjoyed that look on your face, that moment, that spontaneous moment of where you're just overwhelmed. That made his day. That made the whole thing worthwhile.
But that's Elvis. He was so giving. Every day he gave something to someone over the years.
He would see how happy that would make somebody, and then he wanted to do it again, and then he would really get kind of carried away.
Elvis was a little strange, I guess, but he was beautiful. He was beautiful. And he responded to something very deep within himself that to him was accurate, genuine, and true, and he followed that impulse that voice.
It's important, I think, to remember that in this life, we receive many things materially, and there are many tangible things, but as the old adage goes, you can't take it with you. And the only thing you do leave behind, and the only thing that you take with you, is the love that you've generated on this earth.
They mean something to me.
Exactly what she had said is what I had said in the last video. I mean, like, a lot of materialistic things are nice to have, but in the end, that's not what we're going to leave this world with, you know. And depending on what you believe, you know, what you made your faith, if you believe in faith and stuff like that, and different gods and stuff, that's maybe where you want to end at in the future. Or you don't believe in anything, then whatever your belief is in, that's basically where you're going to end at the end when you pretty much pass. You know what I'm saying? I know we all have different beliefs, so I'm not going to dive into one or specific or different things that we may all disagree on. But in terms of like the physical world that we're in now, it's best to just love one another. We all have differences, you know. We all see that, but it's best to just love one another, not harm each other, you know. If we have differences, let's just speak it out like normal human beings. There's no need to just fight each other constantly. You know, of course we're going to have fights. Of course we're going to have arguments. Of course we're going to, you know, have tension between one another. But let's at least try to solve those problems the correct way and not the wrong way. I think that's what this video, this documentary series is like telling me right now. I mean, so far this thing is incredible, and I'm not even finished yet. I just want to continue watching this.
That you've generated on this earth.
They mean something to me, but there are still things. The most important thing I ever had was his friendship. And that's the best thing he gave me.
He loved his Cadillacs. They were his gift of choice. He bought his mama one, paid for it with his voice. And it was pink, of course, just like him, baby, now that's a playhouse. Oh, well, he drove his daddy crazy, money that he spent. He promised him he wouldn't, then he'd do it all again. He loved his Cadillacs. He gave a ton away, 200 more or less, or so the pundits say. And when he wanted to, he'd take one for a drive, with little Zilla out in Vegas, hair in a beehive, with Red and Sonny sitting in the back to shuck and jive. Shuck and jive. 200 Cadillacs, that's a lot of cars. Stretch back and back, that's halfway out to Mars. But he never was your average superstar. Now here's another fact. He never took one back. He loved his Cadillacs and that new car bouquet. All kinds of colors can't give it away. What's the fun of having money? What's the fun of having money if you can't give it away? Yeah. 200 Cadillacs.
Great song. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, I didn't realize that was the end of the docu-series, because I thought there was a lot more left, but wow, that was a phenomenal ending. Both songs were great. The first one was very emotional. The second one was a great conclusion to the story. And man, like I said, I think I've said a lot about, like, I can't say enough. That's the thing. Like, there's so much more to say. There's still so much more to explore with Elvis. And I feel like I've done a lot and I've looked at a lot. And I feel like I've gotten to know him as a person so far throughout this journey. And it's incredible to just learn newer things, to watch different document series about firsthand accounts about him. And it's inspiring. You know, it inspires me to do better every day. It inspires me to be a better person every day. It inspires me to maybe achieve accomplishments and goals that I had set for myself over the years, just to do better. And I mean, it could also inspire other people as well. Maybe you're watching me, maybe you want to achieve something. I mean, this could definitely inspire you to achieve those, because I feel like anything you want to achieve that you feel like you can't do it. Go for it, you know what I'm saying? You're never too old, it's never too late. Just go ahead and do it. That's just the way I see life now. But anyway, y'all, I really enjoy this. If you enjoy this, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, because it's your boy, KeeSeeY. If you guys want me to react to any more Elvis stuff, please comment below. If you want to react to anything else, I will for sure get to it. I probably won't get to everything, but I'll get to as many as I can, guys. But anyway, on that note, it's your boy, KeeSeeY. And Polly gang, 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 gang. Yo, we out.